Hey there, Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Rising. Welcome to your reading for December 19th through the 25th. Happy solar return to the sign of Capricorn. If your birthday is this week, happy birthday to you. And I do want to take a moment to thank everybody. I had so many new subscribers that came out of last week's reading, so welcome and thank you so much. So what I hate to tell you is that the overall energy for the week is there's the card of challenges, but being a Capricorn rising, I'm like, what else is new? It's nothing we can't handle. Honestly, though, these cards don't reflect that. So I think this is a challenge through the heart space that you're focusing on what you need will help you to overcome this energy in a very excellent way because you have the sun shining on you. This could also be the sun moving into your sign as it does this week on the 21st. So the key to the situation you have here is this card of the fox. And this fox is listening to its spirit guide team and is surrounded by all this fairies and this energy. And so a lot of times the fox is this energy of it's a business card. It is a business card, but when it shows up to the key of the situation, this becomes something that you utilize in all the areas and the aspects of your life this week. And so this is about the working smarter, not harder, but this is going to be through your intuition. First off, it's showing up in the heart space. It's showing up with these fairies talking to you. The key to the situation is listening to your intuition, and I think that's how you overcome the challenges with ease, right? Because Capricorn is a mountain goat with a fishtail, right? And so the fishtail represents your ability to navigate, to use it as a rudder, to navigate through life using your intuition. And this is a week where you definitely want to be listening. So you know all those times when you're like, oh my gosh, I should have listened to myself. Well, this is a week where you definitely want to do that. You definitely want to listen to yourself. It is going to be very valuable. Part of what might be challenging you, we have the birds card, and in the birds card, first off, they're flying. So it could be transportation issues that are challenging this week. So listen to your intuition. If you think, well, I should change my flight because that storm might come through, or, let's take this route instead of that route. So that's one of the things that is challenging. The birds are also about communication. They're about groups and group activities. These two look very cheerful together, but I do feel that since it's in the challenging position of the mountain, and we have the challenge card, that you may find the relationships, the communication is a little bit muddled, a little bit mixed. Mercury is in your sign, but he's starting to slow down. He stations retrograde on the 29th. So the closer he gets and the slower he gets, the stationing retrograde. So I'm thinking really the last couple of days of this week, you may find communications becoming more complicated. So any communicating that you have to do, any travel plans, any things, any itinerary kinds of things, do them at the beginning of the week and then double check them again, because with this energy, it might be a little more challenging. We have the moon starting off this week in Scorpio, which is very much about taking control and being in charge. And that is, again, about groups. And so, because especially if you're Capricorn rising, that's in your 11th house. And so there's this energy around really needing to have all of your little ducks in a row this week. In the area of seeking knowledge and information, we have the card of the tree. So you may want to be watching your health. So yes, it's the holiday season for many, many different cultures, and there's a lot of good things that we enjoy eating only once in a while. Just try not to overindulge, thinking long term. But this green is also about what long-term growth planning. And since we have a business card here in the key, you may actually, well, everybody else is like holidaying it up. You're like, I'm looking ahead. The sun's in my sign, Mercury's in your sign, Venus is in your sign. She's about self-esteem, self-value, self-worth, things of finance. So you may be going, what do I need to do right now before I wrap up this year, before I go and take this holiday break? What do I need to do to ensure future growth? So either in matters of health, but I think in business. And so making sure that you're taking the time to wrap things up. You're itching to go. You're itching to go and get things done. And I do think this week, take the time to take a couple of steps. Do a little bit. You don't have to do a lot. So in the area around your heart space where there's anxiety, we have the card of the cross. And so she's sitting there like she's waiting. She's like, is it ever going to happen? So there's this waiting for something to happen, for something to grow, for something to manifest. And it's creating this sense of stagnancy that kind of makes you feel like, well, I don't know. Is it going to happen? I want to say the answer is yes. You do need to allow for long-term planning and growth. Capricorn, that's one of your superpowers. So this is, you get the card of patience all the time. Oh, you need to be patient. You need to be patient. And that's because you have the ability to really see the big picture, to see down the road and to allow cycles, because you're ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is the time lord. Saturn is about cycles. It's about allowing cycles to divine timing, things to come into play, because in the heart space, we have a long way to change coming in. And so this is also like opportunities. We have the mother fairy with the 3 little babies following her there, and they're all moving in the same direction. And so I do think opportunities are coming in to you. They're looking toward the fox also, and she's looking toward the fox. Everybody's looking toward this fox. And so your strategy, you're listening to your intuition, you're paying attention to the details, figuring out how you can grow and manifest something long term might really be your focus this week, and do have a lot of support around it. In the area of how to transform the situation, you have the card of the male, the action. So, but he's sitting at the starting line. He's ready to go. And why is he ready to go? This is getting your ducks in a row, right? They're lined up there. You're getting your stuff together. This isn't the week where you necessarily take off running. It's not a week that's really conducive to that in, the business world. Unless of course you're a retailer and you're like, let's hustle, hustle, hustle. But mostly it's if for long-term planning, this is about really paying attention and really like looking at this and going, okay, what will give me a running start? What will give me a running start? And be aware, Mercury stationing retrograde on the 29th does not station direct until January 18th. Mars is retrograde currently. Mars, the action planet, it's in Gemini. And so it's about slowing it down and thinking it through and creating a plan. Stations direct on the 13th of January. So when we get to that new moon in Aquarius on the 21st of January, that's when the gun goes. So how do you transform your situation right now? It is by being ready for the starting line. So this is organizing. This is thinking it through. This is taking the time to really structure a really good plan, right? Capricorn's all about structure. The action to take here, we have the moon. So they want you to focus on your dreams. But you'll notice that this moon, I think that's a waxing moon. So it's waiting for it to become full. It's waiting for it to get big. And so there is this waiting period, but it's being really focused on the goal, on the dream. And in the area of your resources, you have magic fairy dust being sprinkled on you. We have the snake, and he's transforming. You can see his skin is coming off back here. There is a transformation that is happening as if by magic. Well, here's the truth. We all create our own magic, right? We create our own magic. It is by showing up for ourselves. It's by focusing on the dream. It's by creating a strategy. It's by long-term planning. Everybody goes, oh, that happened overnight. Just all of a sudden it took off for you. Capricorn, you know that's not true. You know that didn't happen like that. But that may be what it looks like to everybody else. That's fine. In the area of the anchor, you have the anchor. But usually when this happens, I would say I need another card, but not in this particular Lenormand deck. Because he is holding the anchor with so much confidence. She's dancing with joy. And here's the ship coming in. You're getting ready to anchor in what you want. You can see it. You can feel the excitement of it. You know this is working out for you. You've got the dream and you're holding the vision. And you're doing the work. You got to do the work. You got to overcome the challenges. So I do think that communication is going to be a thing. So anything that you are trying to set up for communication, it's getting more and more muddled as Mercury slows down. Okay? So it is really going to be important that you do work on that. So this week, on Monday and Tuesday, as I said, that moon is in Scorpio, and the moon in Scorpio has this really kind of challenging energy. But on Tuesday, Jupiter moves into Aries, which starts to expand the idea about taking action about things. And so you have love where you are. So right now, love where you are. You're fine. You're setting things up. Okay. Use your sensitivity to know when to act. Use your sensitivity to know when to act. Connect your heart to your head and determining what you would like. Wow. The fox. He's paying attention to his intuition. He's going to be told when it's time to go. You're going to know when it's time to go. I would say that for sure something big happening with that new moon in Aquarius. But there are steps to be taken between now and then to line things up. Use your intuition to know what those things are. Ooh, I love this. So what did I say about Venus being in your sign? She's about self-value, self-esteem, and self-worth. And she is in your sign, and you have the card of self-esteem. So when that moon on the day of the solstice, on the day when the sun moves in to your sign, as starting to come closer and closer to Venus. Venus is about halfway through. They're not going to connect, okay? But they're in the same sign. You're not going to get an exact conjunction this time through. Last year, Venus did her retrograde in your sign. She spent, 4 months? Not going to do that this year. So you have here the choosing what is of value to you, though, as she does a trine on Tuesday with Uranus and Taurus while the sun is in your sign. I possess gifts of the soul that benefits me and others. Your self-awareness, self-knowledge, you can transform. Uranus and Taurus, very transformative energy. Venus rules that crap, though. She's in charge of Taurus. She's in charge of Taurus. She says, know your value, know your worth. You have gifts. How are you going to choose to use them to anchor in what it is that you're truly trying to bring in this week? So really paying attention to those details. I already pulled that. I want to pull a card for this new moon in particular. It's a Cassimi new moon in the Eastern time zone. It is happening at 5:17 a.m. So if you get up early that day, a half hour before and a half hour after, and really write down what your intentions are, really plant those seeds, really focus on the long-term growth of something. That Cassimi new moon is like planting it in very fertile ground. And so set your alarm, set your alarm. And depending on where you are in the world, so yes, if you're on the West Coast, stay up late. Stay up late. Okay, so you have here, this is so interesting. She's got the magic lamp. I don't know how to say it. Cher Harazavad. I'm not sure that I have that right at all. But it really looks like you have the power of magic in your hand to create something. It's number 24. 24 is a soulmate kind of energy. So I want to read really quick what it says in here. It says, what are the stories that live inside you that you wish to tell? Offering the tales that fill your mind is quite important at this stage of your path. It could even save your life in the symbolic way, so do not wait. Speak, write, compose, paint, whatever form you choose for your story. Give it birth without delay, but remember, your audience needs to be captivated. So make your story unforgettable and addictive. So for those of you who are trying to launch a business, create a website, anything that is written communication, this slowing down energy is an opportunity for you to really dive in and be very aware of what you're writing and how you're putting your energy out there in the verbal format to create the magic that you're trying to bring in. And so this feeling kind of like everything's moving really slow is the obstacle that you overcome. If you've been having some kind of a block about how to write this business proposal or whatever it is, this ad campaign, or in my case, I was working on a website one time and I had to stop for a whole year because they were like, what's your mission statement? I'm like, oh. So, time to really figure out what that is. That is the way you overcome this challenge this week, is by focusing in on the details, remembering that you're right where you're supposed to be, doing the work that you're supposed to be doing, and you'll know when it's time to act. It's just really important that you value your work. Oh my gosh, look at this. This card is number 24 and this card is number 24. So if you're seeing a lot of 24s this week, or if you're seeing 6s, because numerology, that brings it to a 6. That is a soulmate connection. That is a soul purpose. That is soul guidance. That one doesn't have a number on it. All right, so when the moon moves into Aquarius at the end of the week, now Mercury is in sextile with Neptune, and so they're asking you to communicate through the heart space what you really, really want to do. Plus, there's this really nice trine of energy with the communication energy. It says here, listen with your heart and look to your inner strength. Listen with your heart. It is the key to the situation this week. What does your heart want? What is your heart telling you? Pay attention to what your heart is saying, and you will create what you want. You are stronger than you realize, right? The challenge. So it's kind of like they're showing me bodybuilding right now, right? So every time you overcome a challenge, you get stronger in some way. You become stronger in a skill, you become stronger in your knowledge and your wisdom about how something works, you become stronger in your sense of self-worth and self-esteem because you know you can do that. And listen with your heart. You're listening to what is being said to you, but you need to listen with a loving heart. You need to listen with a loving heart. All right. Well, happy holiday season to you. Happy solar return. I'm on Facebook every day if you would like a little bit more. Check out your 2023 sneak preview if you haven't done that. There was so much in the it covers 3 months. And then if you'd like to get the whole thing, the link for that is in the description box below. And join me Sunday night. Even though it's Christmas, I'm going to do a premiere video. So if you'd like to join me for the premiere video, on December 25th. So I think this video will come out on the 18th, so I'll also be doing it on the 18th. But on the 25th too, I figured, that's Sunday night. That's usually when I used to go to work as a waitress because, everybody was pretty much done with their family and they wanted to get out, and it was just a nice time to socialize. So we do a live chat with that. I thought, I'll just do that. So if you're looking for something to do, someone to hang out with, come and hang out with me. All right, you guys take care. Have a great week. Listen with your heart. Everything you need to know is right there. Everything is right there. Trust yourself. All right, you guys have a great week. I'll talk to you soon.